or patreon.com/alientheoristspodcast to watch on demand. The cosmic channels are open.
I'm Brian.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan. And I'm Andrew, and I feel fucking great. Me too. Nice and healthy. Yeah.
We had some technical difficulties.
I can taste this. This beer tastes so good.
We can only say that the technical difficulties we faced were directly connected to me and Zell having COVID-19. And Zell has passed it to the computer.
I believe
to the digital form.
I believe it's transcended into the digital form.
We're living the plot from Zombies versus Robots.
Yeah, welcome to COVID channels this week. That's for
COVID channels. Special COVID edition of Cosmic Channel.
Zell and I both tested positive for COVID-19. So we're both a couple days into our quarantine. It's a little rough. You know, it's for me, I'm not shitting in buckets, but it's not bad.
Not showering in the backyard while your neighbors watch.
I'm feral right now. I shit outside, shower outside, I live in the studio. But
He's like he's gonna start growing his tusks out, and that's gonna get, the hair's gonna get longer and more bristly.
The show must go on, and we got our first caller of the night. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hello, how are you?
We're doing pretty good. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sage, and I live in New Hampshire.
Thanks, Sage.
So my husband's been watching you guys for a long time, and you talk about paranormal stuff, and I've got some stories, particularly a very scary one from when I was a young teenager.
Skip that one then.
Yeah, no, that's the one.
No scary ones.
That's the one we want right there.
Let's go for something PG.
Okay. PG?
No.
We want the scary one.
We want the
rainbows, butterflies.
Murder ghost is what we want.
Murder ghost. Okay. So when I was 13, I had left the Catholic religion that I was forced into from a very young age. And I started dabbling with the witchcraft. And I somehow ended up summoning portals. And so I would start drawing these crazy drawings of like demons. And I had no clue what I was doing. So from that point on, there would be like shadow people that would stand in the corner of my room at night. And I had no clue what I was doing. So that would follow me around. And like when I would lay in my bed, you remember being a kid and you'd pull the blanket over your head because you'd think someone's standing there? Yeah, that was like real life. And I swear to God, something laid on me.
Oh, okay. Before we get to that, so you said you drew demons. Like what do they come out looking like?
They would have, one in particular had like horns on its head, and these huge black eyes, and like no distinct facial features. It was just all like one black mass, you know?
And you would just draw these all the time?
Oh my God, yeah. It got to a point where my mom, she would find them because they were plastered all over my room. She would take them, she'd be like, yo, what the hell are these? And she would burn them. I personally feel like that made it worse.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. My God, craziest time of my life. So after that point, yeah, that's when I started having those shadow people that would just sit in my room, and I'd start having sleep paralysis from it.
Did this happen while you're awake or just when you're sleeping?
When I was sleeping, and then during the day is when I would see all the different shadows.
Daytime shadow.
And it's like they would sneak up on me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
So I feel like that's how I knew it was legit, you know?
Now, during the day, what shape, like how big are we talking here? Are we talking like monstrous or...
I'm talking like 7-8 feet because we live in a pretty big house, you know, and they would just fill up the whole doorway space.
Do you still see them, or did that stop?
That stopped because I think I dealt with it for well over a year, and at that point I was like, okay, there's some fuck shit going on, and I gotta do something to fix it, you know. So I became more spiritualistic and believe that I undid all of that because clearly I'm here and nothing bad has happened to me.
You didn't get
So by
dragged.
that, do you mean like you called the Ghostbusters or what?
No, I was the Ghostbuster.
Shit.
Yeah, well, you didn't get dragged down to hell, so got out of it.
No, exactly. But there were times that definitely felt like I was about to.
Fuck. Weird. Now, I think we got a lot of people waiting. So, what's your theory on that? What do you think that was? Do you think that was legit demons from another realm, or?
I think it was like demons conspiring with shadow people. Like, I don't know if those are two separate entities or if they could just morph into shadow people, but it was just a whole room of negativity, like worst thing you could ever imagine, never want to happen in your life.
Yeah, definitely not.
Sounds terrifying.
No.
Fuck. That's nuts.
Wish we would have went with the PG version.
Yeah, we should have went with the PG version.
You guys should have listened to me. Come on.
All right, well, it was good talking to you guys.
Yeah, if you got more stories, call back another time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Well, shit. Daytime shadow figures?
It was
close.
close to the Dream Police were almost sounding. I was like, I was about to raise the alarms, and she's like, daytime. I was like,
Daytime. It's good.
Daydreaming?
you got me. You got me.
All right, we got another caller. Oh. What did I just do?
Uh-oh. Hang up on him.
I think I was hung up on it by accident. That's my bad. Call back real quick before someone else takes your spot. I blame the COVID, all right? COVID brain.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's
That's a
true,
real
man.
thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's real. It's
Real
a real thing.
Computer's got it. I got it.
It's
a travesty over here. Yeah, I can't
You're
fucking
rattled.
think.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, a couple days of shit in a bucket would be
Luckily, it's only been a couple days.
have to deal with that poop bag.
Yeah, that'll be the true test. All right. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hey, am I on?
You are.
Hey, okay, so, one, I'm a professional Rainbow Six Siege player. I've been trying to play Apex with you guys, but other than that, I got a story to tell you.
Awesome. Make sure to send your gamer tag. We're bad at remembering. So, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
The boys have lots of time to play video games with.
Yeah.
No, it's real. I've talked to Brandon before. Anyway,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
so,
you're the guy that plays on PS4, right? Or PS5?
No, I play on PC.
PC? Oh, then yeah, just add us on Steam.
Yeah, I've added you guys, but...
No. Then I just
So I'm
haven't been
ready to
on.
carry you guys on Apex too. So, anyway, so I have a story from my mother. I have a story from my mother. My mother, it was in the 80s, okay? So she was hanging out in the woods in southern Florida.
Okay.
Nothing good happens in
Nothing
Florida.
good happens.
So she was hanging out in the woods in southern Florida. And it was just like a normal day, you know, like hanging out, like four-wheeling, you know, things like that. And when it got dark, overhead in the woods, it was just like a bright light that lit up everything. Like it was like daylight. And she said that she saw this like UFO come over, lit up everything like it was daylight, and then it just shut off real quickly, and she could see it move to the right, and then it lit up again, and then it just shut off, and then she could see the shadow move like real quick, left, right, and then disappear. And in the morning news, 2 fishermen actually reported that same sighting.
Shit.
And I've been asking her this since I was a kid, and her story never changes. She's like really into UFOs. She's like really into like aliens and everything that I am into. And it's never changed. And it's just something that like it's just been like told from when I was a kid. I've tried looking up, like newspaper reports and all that stuff, but I haven't been able to find anything on it just because it's very hard on me. I'm so old, but she said the same story over and over again, and I really do believe it.
So she's seen a glowing UFO. It seemed to light up, go out, light up again, go out again.
Nighttime to daytime.
And then kind of traversed across the sky.
Like it was nighttime, yeah. So like I looked into it, and like they call it like kilowatt UFO sightings.
Kilowatt UFO. Okay. Write that down.
Like that's what like they classify like a certain UFO into like what they call like a kilowatt, where it like lights up the area.
Gotcha.
Like a big glowing ball. And she said that it was literally nighttime to daytime when it actually lit up. Like I wish I had more to talk about, but this is what she has explained to me as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
And it was just like two fishermen they were the ones that like actually reported to the newspaper. But we couldn't find that newspaper. I tried finding it, I couldn't find it, but she was very detailed about it, and she never changed her story. So, and she's not one of those people that are like quick to, jump to conclusions, jump to, this is paranormal or anything. And she stands by that, and she doesn't understand what it was.
Was it a local newspaper article?
So it was in Cocoa, Florida. If you guys could find
Florida.
that would be great.
Cocoa,
Florida.
Cocoa, Florida, and
well, who knows?
Does she remember? She said was it on? Like, did you say it was in the newspaper, like the local newspaper, or it was on TV, like
yes.
a news report?
No, it was on the local newspaper for the Daily Sun.
Do you remember the name of the newspaper?
It was the Daily Sun.
Daily Sun?
Daily Sun.
I've tried looking it up, and I couldn't quite find it. But they don't really have records from the 80s.
Have you checked with like the local library? Because usually they have copies.
No, I haven't. I actually live in Alabama now, so I'm not actually.
You'll just have to do a lot of sitting and looking through.
Yeah. I mean, you could call the local library and probably figure out if they have some of the daily newspapers. They're usually pretty good at that stuff.
Next time I'm there in Cocoa, I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that it could have been if it was mistaken, but it doesn't make sense, is some type of meteor but it lit up twice, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, and then this seeing the shadows and stuff move doesn't quite line up everything with the
Yeah,
meteor.
exactly.
So yeah, it's interesting. I'd have more follow-up questions, but you likely wouldn't be able to answer. We'd need to talk to your mom.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've asked her about this numerous times because I'm very interested in UFOs, and so was she.
Yeah.
After seeing what she had seen, and my dad actually was there at the party as well. And my dad, he's like roughneck, redneck, like doesn't believe in any of that stuff. But like if you ask him, he's just like, yeah, the sky lit up. I don't know what it is. Could have been a helicopter. Who knows? But the way my mom describes it, like it was daylight.
She's convinced it was a UFO.
The entire area lit up as if it was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
So there's actually a library of Florida history in Cocoa, Florida. Like maybe you want to call them and check with them. Maybe they have the newspaper article.
Try. Yeah.
Yeah. If you find out the exact date and event, maybe we can look into it more.
Yeah. Or for anyone listening has ever seen something like what's being described, let us know.
All right, brother, we're going to keep rolling the lines here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Take care, man. Thanks for the call.
I think it.
Right. Like a double light up UFO. Not enough information. That was hard to gauge.
A lot of people underestimate the amount of resources like local libraries have access to. Like if you call a library, like they usually will have papers and stuff like that. That's usually the places I would start with.
Yeah. Follow the maester. All right, another caller. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hey there, boys. It's Henry calling from Fortuna, land of the Sand Squatches.
Hey, Henry, welcome back.
Good to be back. Good to be back. So tonight I have a short story about the time that a ominous figure chased me up my driveway.
Chased you up your driveway. Okay, let's change the music here to something more like a stalking werewolf. Let's try that. All right, let's do it.
So I am this is probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm out front at my family's house where a whole bunch of weird stuff has gone down. And so our driveway from the street is like 35, 40 feet, and it's really steep. So our yard is kind of like plateaued, and then the last like 15 feet of our yard is just like a slope down to the street. So I'm at the top of the driveway. It's pitch black out. I just got home, or I might have gone outside, but I'm on the phone taking a call with my girlfriend. And so I'm in the middle of the driveway looking out towards the street, and to the right, if you go up the street, cul-de-sac. So, you know, not many people come up our street because we're back in the foothills and it's a dead-end street. So there's no reason for really anybody to be up there that doesn't live up there.
Right.
So I'm just minding my own business, making my phone call, and I'm looking out towards the street, and something catches my eye from the right. And I'm like, that's weird. Something's moving, and I can kind of make out a silhouette of a figure close to our side of the street. But the problem is, I can see the top of it, and the way our slope is angled and how far back I was up our driveway, it would have to be like, 7, 8 feet tall for me to be able to see something walking on our side of the street if it's right on our side of the street.
Did that become apparent to you right away when you saw it in that moment as well? You're like,
Yeah,
Whoa.
right away. I was like, this thing's really tall. What is this? And so this black figure is not only really freaking tall, but it's moving really freaking fast. And it doesn't have like too much depth to it, so it's not like something that's super wide. It's like, okay, it's not a car. And it looked like, the shape of a person, that width and, height, I guess, but taller. And the strangest thing was, it's moving in like a laser focused straight line towards the bottom of our driveway. So the slopes are all rock, so it was making a beeline, and it wasn't bobbing at all. So it was almost as if someone was on a bike, but they had another 2 feet on them height-wise, and they weren't making any noise, and they were going super fast. And it was kind of strange because even though it was dark out, I thought I would have been able to see some sort of details on it, but it was just jet black. And so I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm weirded out, but I'm not scared at this point. And so I'm just kind of unnerved, and it takes maybe 3 seconds for it to do the 30 feet of street before it gets to the bottom of the driveway. And during this time, I'm like, wait, what is this? And once it gets to the bottom of the driveway, I see a long-ass leg start to round the corner at the bottom of the driveway. And that's all it took for me to be like, fuck that, no! And I haul ass to my front door, slam the front door, lock it. The whole time I'm still on the phone screaming, because I'm like, that's not normal! Just close the door. And that was that. And I would go on runs regularly through our neighborhood because it's such a chill place. I would go on runs only at night for the longest time, 5-mile run, 3-mile run through our neighborhood at 9, 9:30, even 10 o'clock, just because I felt so comfortable, and the only wildlife I'd run into was deer.
Right.
Thank God you got your cardio with you. Jeez.
I did not run at night for a solid 2 years in our neighborhood. That's how creeped out this whole encounter made me.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
You said you see no real features, like you couldn't identify, did it look like it have any animalistic features, or did it more like a man, or?
No, nothing. It was just kind of like this amorphous black silhouette that was just kind of it almost looked like it wasn't bobbing. So I'm like, is this thing on like wheels? What's coming towards me?
Floating.
Like
It's Bigfoot.
it didn't look like it was. Yeah, Bigfoot on a hoverboard or something. Like when it rounded the corner, it was still kind of that like this like lack of definition, but I can tell it was like rounding the corner to come up the driveway towards me, and that's why I freaked out. And it was, our front floodlights were on, so I could see a little bit down the driveway, and so the fact that I was like, okay, I can't see any shape when it was coming down the street, but I should have been able to see at least some definition when it started to come up the driveway, and I saw nothing. It was still like jet black and rounding the corner towards me.
And you didn't hear anything at your door after you got inside?
Tapping
Thankfully
on the
not.
windows.
Thank God your door wasn't locked. You would have done the key fumble like you see in all the movies.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Yeah, and I only had the front door cracked, and our front door like handle doesn't work, so you either have to go around the back of the house to get in, or like open the garage. And so if that door had like closed itself from the AC or something, yeah, I would have died. Whatever was following me would have got me. That was horror movie stuff.
No kidding. Hey, before we let you go, what do you think it was? What's your theory?
I don't know, but I mean, like I've said before in previous calls, I live pretty close to a cemetery. Our house is definitely paranormally activated, as Andrew would say, and we've just seen a lot of weird shit and heard a lot of weird shit. So,
Maybe
I
Wendigo?
wouldn't say, yeah, something creepy. That's all I know.
Terrifying.
I hate that moment of like dread where you're like, something's, you immediately can recognize that something's off. I've had that feeling before, and there's just nothing like it where you're like, something's off.
Yeah, for sure.
Terrifying. Terrifying.
All right,
story.
well, thanks, boys, for having me.
Thanks, Henry.
Take care.
Right on, buddy. Take care.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Kind of reminds me. Remember that episode of Buffy with the I think they're called the Gentlemen. Those dudes, those bald guys with the smiles that just float. Oh, right. Yeah.
It's fucking spooky, man.
That was a good season. That was a good season.
Right, got another caller. Hello, Cosmic Channels.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Doing well, brother. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Kenny, and I'm from LA,
From LA.
Los Angeles.
Right on.
It's there.
Sounds like
Sounds like LA. You got sirens in the background.
Oh yeah, so I'm at work right now, so yeah, there's a lot going on, but yeah, I think I was one of your guys' first callers too, but you guys were having some technical difficulties. So
Oh, yeah. I hung up on you there by accident, so thanks for calling back.
Oh no, yeah, no problem. So how are you guys doing tonight, or is it nighttime there?
Yeah, same time zone as you, brother.
Yeah.
West Coast.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah.
Pretty well,
so what
do
are
it
you
as
guys
well as
talking
one
about
can
today?
do.
Yeah, one as well as what couple with COVID can do.
Right. You guys just let any stories, any type of stories, or
Yeah, stories,
how does
theories,
it work?
whatever you got for us.
Yeah, I got I guess you could say a supernatural / like cryptid situation that happened to me like years ago.
Perfect.
I'm supposed to be driving chill, but you
Yeah, so I was born and raised in the Philippines, and they're very superstitious there. They believe in ghosts, spirits, and all that type of stuff. And see, that's one thing too that I wanted to. It was so funny how you guys say it. We pronounce it aswang.
Swan?
That's how we pronounce
Swan.
it there. Yeah, aswang.
That's fine.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's how we pronounce it there, and it's pretty scary stories that people came up with like aswang. But I have one where I was about 6 years old, and my house is not haunted, but wait, excuse me 1 second. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
You said-
I thought I cut off right there.
Had to duck out of work there for a second, or?
Yeah. So yeah, I was about 6 years old, and I have a 2-story house back home, and where my living room is connected like my living room is a couple feet away, maybe 5 or 6 from the dining area. So I was about 12 at night, and I was watching TV. I was going one at nighttime. I didn't believe in any ghosts at all, but I mean, I've heard of stories, you know. So while I was watching TV at that time, from my, you know, when you're looking straight, you can see from your peripherals, right?
Yep.
So I saw this figure, this figure where the figure almost looked like a white dress with hair covering in front of, like, you know, their face or something. That's how it looked like to me. And but like more of like transparent, you know, kind of like, I don't know, like, I don't appreciate the ghost, but yeah, it kind of reminded me of that girl from The Ring.
I was gonna say, like, The Ring, yeah.
Yeah, but I've never seen The Ring before that, so I had no clue why I just saw that. So as I was watching TV, that figure kept popping up, and I was a little worried until I see it, not like directly, because I'm still looking at the TV, like, but it got closer and closer, you know? And as it got closer, I feel this like cold air like on my feet, and it's humid in the Philippines. It's always hot, even during the winter, it's super hot. So it just gave me this like cold, very cold breeze, you know? And yeah, it freaked me out a little bit, and then it freaked me out when it got as close as it can to me, and my body froze for like a couple seconds until, like, I was paralyzed for a second until I like pushed my body to run towards it and kind of like, you know, just go. I had a nanny, so I ran towards my nanny that time, or maid. I'm sorry, maid. So that happened. I don't know what that was. I'm pretty sure that was a little, like, it traumatized me as a young kid. And soon after that, I just went up to the second floor and in my room, and I had I'm pretty sure it was like about 2 a.m. at this time, and so that I was pretty shook still from that event. And so, you know how in my windows there's light outside, but I'm looking at the wall, so I could see from the outside, like, shadows passing by from the wall. And so I'm just thinking what happened, staring at the wall, and you know, I could see the light coming in, and I saw this. You guys talked about this striptease scene before. It's called Manananggal, and it's like, you know, half body, like, you know, half of their body, the upper body has wings, and they like kind of fly off and like separate from the bottom half of their body. You guys talked about it before.
What? That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. So that's the figure I saw on my wall flying across. I'm like, so is that real? Because, you know, it was pretty big, and I know I've seen, like, you know. Yeah. I mean, there's also, you know, bats sizes like I don't know, like they're pretty big bats in the Philippines, you know, like almost human size, actually, like 4 feet, 5 feet, something like that.
We got the fruit bat,
So it might have been
fruit bats.
Yeah, it might have been one of those, but like from what I've known at that time, I know there was, you know, stories about those vampire half body flying around the Philippines, eating humans. Yeah, so
terrifying.
That happened right after. Yeah. Oh yeah. I still remember. So I'm 25 now. That happened about when I was 6 years old, and I know it wasn't a big deal then, but now that I think back, I've heard a couple stories that's similar to you know, my situation here on Cosmic Channel. So I was like, oh, gotta call mine in and tell my story.
Yeah, that's wild.
Thanks for calling.
Terrifying, man. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
That way, if you know, maybe someone will hear your story and have a similar one to call as well.
Right. Yeah. I'm barely catching up with the Cosmic Channels, and so I heard, you know, similar stories that were told before. So I was like, wow, gotta call in. And I also wanted to say what's up to you guys. You know, been listening to you guys for a while.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Glad you called.
Oh yeah, if you guys every guy. I mean, anytime you guys are in LA, you know, pressure's on me.
Right on.
And you know,
We take those serious, so we'll mark you down on the list.
of course.
It's obligated. It's how you sign the contract.
I don't forget.
Basically signed a blood pact just now.
It gets real awkward at the bar when I'm like,